And welcome back to the Skyward Sword walkthrough. WikiGameGuides.com. I'm your host Dan, aka Explicit D. So, now that you're on to Groost stealing your loft wing, head back towards the academy. And down here to the right, your buddies will stop you. So go over and see what they have to say. Alright, so now it's going to bring up the map. Maps are pretty handy, especially when you're stuck. You can usually, if you're in a dungeon, there'll be like a little X, like you saw right there, where you're supposed to go next. So that'll be very helpful for you. So be sure to use the map. You press plus on the Wiimote to access that. And then after you do that, head inside here for some sword training. So head back to the back room. Open up the treasure chest and you'll get your first training sword. So this is really what sets this game apart. When I make these guides, I record at a desk, at a computer desk. So I kind of have to get away from the screen to pull off some of these sword moves. And sometimes I have trouble with the Wiimote recognizing my moves, but the more I play, the better it is, the less problems I have. So there's a few, so it's tracking your motion pretty accurately, but there's basically three main slashes: sideways, vertical, and diagonal. And then also, if you stab towards the screen, that's like a stab attack. That's what I'll be calling it for the rest of the walkthrough, a stab. I think they call it a thrust, but I like stab better. And you can also do a spin attack and a finishing attack. But in this little training area, you go through each of them one by one. And with most enemies, you can tell which attack you're going to need to do. So this one, do your stab attack. And then there you can see it's going to be a diagonal attack. And there's diagonal from left to right, or top left to bottom right, and bottom left to top right. You could swing it either way, from right to left or left to right. Just make sure you're doing the right path. There's a nice vertical swing. Kia! and the horizontal chop. So you can use those attacks as much as you want. This next attack that he's going to show you, the spin attack, uses your stamina. So if you do the spin attack like 4 times in a row, you're going to run out of stamina, you're not going to be able to move for like 5 seconds, and whatever enemies you're trying to kill are going to get you. So just remember that. And it says to swing the nunchuck and the Wiimote at the same time. Doesn't mean in the same direction. Like, you can swing them towards each other or out apart or in the same direction, and we'll all do a spin attack. Personally, I like to swing them towards each other. And then when the enemy's down and you're locked on with Z, you can do a finishing attack, and that's basically a double vertical slice. So you're doing a vertical slice with both hands. Pretty fun. It really gets you into the game, but it's also not that great if you're sitting at a desk playing, but I imagine most people playing the Wii are not sitting at a desk. Gotta have some room, some fighting room. Hey! So once you convince that guy that it's okay for you to take your sword with you, you're going to be heading to the waterfall, which is marked on your map. But first you get stopped by this weird statue. Supposedly this kind of statue will help you when you get stuck, but I don't know, I'm pretty far in the game and I don't really use these things, so if I find out that they're helpful down the road, I'll let you guys know, but for now I haven't talked to that thing one time, except for this time. Finally, we're off. Jeez. Enough with the holdups. Yeah, this game has a slow start. Definitely a little too slow for my taste. In the Twilight Princess, I'd already be herding goats by now, or collecting chickens or something. But it's pretty straightforward at the beginning. But once you get to the waterfall, it's kind of like your first chance to fight some enemies and kind of see what dungeons are going to be like.